Hello everyone, Awkward Car Dude here. Today I'm going to do some car spotting. I just got this new camera. It's a DJI Osmo Nano, and it can attach magnetically to things. So I've got it on my chest right now. I'm going to walk around and look for interesting cars. I've also got this old Lumix here so I can take some photos as well. So I guess I'll go out and walk around a bit, see what I can find. I'm going to start by walking around this area in Portland, Oregon. See what interesting cars are parked out here. I know there's a lot of unusual cars you see parked on the street around here. So, in fact, right there's a Land Rover that's painted like a British police car. Go check that out. Two-door first-gen Tundra. Up here's that weird Land Rover Discovery. What is this? Home inspector's truck? It's got like British plates on it too. It's left-hand drive, but interesting. Green Toyota FJ Cruiser. And something under a tarp, not sure what that is. Almost looks like an old Mustang. Green Ford Taurus. A newer Mini. It's like twice the size of an old Mini. It's one of those Mercedes USPS trucks. Is it right-hand drive? It is right-hand drive. Mercedes Metris USPS van. Here there's a first-gen Tacoma. Two-wheel drive ones always look really small to me. There's also a Volkswagen Euro van. I believe that color was called Tornado Red or something like that. Volkswagen Euro van, camper van, looks like. Range Rover Sport. Chevy Avalanche. It's like a Tahoe and a Silverado combined. Sprinter over there. A lifted Sprinter. This is someone's camper van? Like an off-roader camper van thing? Check this out. Aston Martin DBX. It's Aston Martin's weird SUV thing. Didn't expect to see an Aston Martin. Got another Land Rover with the weird offset license plate. This looks like a dead end. Oh, look at that pothole. This thing I'm pretty sure is a Land Rover Defender pickup. I've seen a lot of Land Rovers today. Pretty sure that's a Defender pickup. Another Toyota FJ Cruiser. It's got 3 windshield wipers. Not very many vehicles have 3 wipers. Besides old British cars, of course. Here's a Fiat 500 Abarth. Looks like it's been sitting for a while. It's one of the new Toyota Land Cruisers. Alright, now it's a different day. I'm going to try walking around a different area and see what cars are here. Here's a Ford E-Series van. What I find interesting about these is that they have, I think it's 8 lug wheels, but they have 7 lug hubcaps, 7 fake lug nuts on the hubcaps. Ford did actually make a 7 lug F-250, I think, but that's actually an 8 lug with 7 lug hubcaps. Chevy Trailblazer SS. Some sort of Mercedes coupe. Rentec S63. Oh, look at that, another Land Rover. There's an old G-Wagon and a Land Rover Defender. Oh, it's a Puch G-Wagon. Steyr Daimler Puch. That's a Austrian company. And Land Rover Defender 110. Here's a white Honda S2000. And down here is an Audi hatchback. Or is it a wagon? No, it's more of a hatchback. A3. Audi A3. Ford Windstar. Ford minivan with dealer plates. And also on dealer plates, Ford Expedition. Eddie Bauer edition too. Dodge Ram van. And a Freightliner Sprinter van. Another E-Series van. Here you can see what I'm talking about. 8 lug wheels on the back. On the front, it has the hubcap still attached, and it's 7 fake lug nuts. Mercedes GLC, I think. Here comes a Rivian R1T. Another Land Rover. And up here, yet another Land Rover. I believe these new Defenders were actually built in Slovakia, not built in the UK anymore. Pretty sure they're built in Slovakia. An interesting bit of trivia there. What's interesting about this generation of the 4Runner, if you look at the grille and you compare it to the Tacoma of the same generation, it's the same grille, but upside down. It wouldn't be Portland without a couple of Subarus parked on the street. And up here is a BMW E46, I think. I believe it's an E46. Could be a 36. .325 XI. Up here is a Mazda Protege 5 and what appears to be a Nissan Versa on rims. Not sure why you put rims on your Versa. And up here is a Chevy Venture. Chevy minivan. Looks like it also has rims on it. Yep, those are definitely aftermarket rims on a Chevy Venture. continuing the theme of weird aftermarket rims, Toyota Avalon with weird aftermarket rims. Mercedes GLA 250. And up here, that's right, another Range Rover. There are a lot of Land Rovers around here. And a Fiat 500 Turbo that's been sitting for a while. It's a piano teacher's car. Interesting. I just realized the license plate says piano. Mercedes C300. Not sure which generation this is. I'll put a caption up on the screen saying which generation it is. There's an amazing view of the city from this hill. Rivian R1T, and of course 2 more Subarus. Check this out, a Volkswagen Type 3 Synchro. Pretty sure that's imported. Yeah, definitely imported. And it's a 4-wheel drive Volkswagen Type 3 pickup with a canopy on it. Pretty sure these were only sold in the US as the van. This is the pickup version. That's a cool find. Not a surprising find for Portland. There's a lot of stuff like this. Yes, for the US market, this would have been called the Volkswagen Vanagon, but elsewhere it was the Volkswagen Transporter. Volkswagen Golf GTI. Manual too. Over there, a Range Rover. And over here, a Land Rover Defender. Now I'm in a different spot, and I just bought a DJI microphone that's paired to the camera, so hopefully the audio should be at least a little bit better. All right, let's get going. Over here, there's a Volvo 240. There are a lot of Volvo 240s in Portland. Here's a Saab 9000. Oh, and a Toyota Tacoma X-Runner. This is a Saab 9000, and in front of it is another Saab of some sort. Here's a first-generation Toyota RAV4. There's a Volkswagen Vanagon Westfalia. It's a camper van. And over here, Mercedes Sprinter camper van. A Jaguar over here. XJ6. Another Saab, I think it's a 9.5 wagon. Chrysler 300M, I think. Or is it a Concorde? No, I think it's 300M. Yeah, 300M. Here there's an old Oldsmobile Cutlass and a Cadillac. Not sure of the year, probably early 70s. Cutlass. And, 8.2 liter Cadillac that's got the 500 cubic inch V8. Is this DeVille or I think it's an Eldorado. Yeah. 8.2 liters. front-wheel drive too. This thing's like 20 feet long, 8.2 liters, front-wheel drive. Mercedes station wagon in beige. Up here, another Volkswagen Vanagon. That's another thing that Portlanders love, Volkswagens. This one's also a camper van, it looks like. Most of them are. Over here is another old Cadillac. Not sure what this is. This is an old Cadillac. This I don't think has the 8.2. This would have been later. Coupe de Ville. This one's been stripped out. Got no interior. It looks like it's being turned into a lowrider based on the wheels. And over there, a Dodge Intrepid. There's also a Kia Sedona. It's a 6-lug Kia minivan. What's that behind it? A Hyundai XG, I think? Is this an XG or is this a Kia? No, it's a Hyundai. It's got to be an XG. Or maybe an Azera. I just walked into a tree branch. Royal Enfield motorcycle. Look at this. Another Dodge Intrepid. Hummer H3. Ford Focus station wagon. Volkswagen Rabbit Caddy diesel. It's a Ford Aerostar, I think. Yeah, Ford Aerostar. You don't see those much anymore. There's an Audi TT convertible. I believe that's a first-gen TT. What is this? It's old and it's beige. Montclair, it's a Mercury. Mercury Montclair. Not sure what year this is, probably mid-60s. And over here, a Jeep Grand Wagoneer with wood panels. Another Hummer H3. Here's something cool you see a lot of in Portland. An old Toyota pickup. This one's a 70s Toyota pickup, I think. SR5. That was when SR5 meant sport runabout 5-speed. This one has the old Toyota logo on it. When they used a T for Toyota, almost looks like the Tesla badge. This one's definitely seen better days, but notice how it isn't rusted. Everywhere else these things rusted away, and around here they don't. Also, Toyota MR2 with wing mirrors for some reason. Or fender mirrors. This is a very Portland car. Subaru with a bunch of bumper stickers on it. They all are covered in bumper stickers. Oh, look, another one. Subaru, covered in bumper stickers. And what is that? Is that a Stratus? Dodge Stratus? Or is that a Chrysler Cirrus? Oh, it is a Dodge Stratus. Another car you don't see that much anymore. I appeared to have stumbled upon a community college campus. I've never been to this campus. I've been to the other, they have several other campuses that I've been to and gone to, but I've never been to this one. I've seen some pretty cool cars at the other locations though, so let's see what's here. There's what looks like a Datsun 720 or a Nissan 720 and a Toyota AE92. Nissan 720, and a very clean Toyota AE92. El Camino. It's a late 70s or early 80s Chevy El Camino. Love the color too. It's like a metallic dark blue with a matching blue interior. Square body Chevy. Oh, it's a GMC. Square body GMC. It's very orange with special vehicle plates. SP plates. That's like special collector car plates. Pontiac Grand Prix GT. Like how the wheels brag about having anti-lock brakes. A Nissan Pulsar NX. That's something you don't see every day. There goes that AE92. Toyota Previa. Looks like an egg. Really like these though. Oh look, another Land Rover. There's an old Chevy van. Like how the fender says Chevy van, in case you ever forget that it's a Chevy van. There's a super clean Nissan Maxima, I think. You never see them that nice. Here is half of a Dodge Adventurer pickup and a Chevy S10, first gen S10. And underneath this tarp, there's a Chevy Caprice Classic sitting on jack stands. A green Ford Ranger and a first gen Prius. What's interesting about these, instead of the new ones which have the weird electronic shifter thing, these just have a weird little lever that hangs out of the dashboard, and that's how you put it in gear. Another Ford Aerostar. Actually, it's probably the same Ford Aerostar from before. Aerostar Sport. Classic Range Rover. Again with the Land Rover theme. Alright, that about wraps up this video. Thank you for watching and have a nice day.